been a while since I did a deep dive into the Mail app on the iPhone, and there have been a lot of really interesting new features added to the app over the last couple of years. So with that in mind, I thought I would look at 10 tips and tricks for the Mail app on the iPhone that I reckon most people aren't aware of. Okay, let's get into it. As long as your iPhone supports iOS 18, your Mail app now includes categories. This means that your device will use on-device artificial intelligence to automatically sort your emails into different categories, making it easier to manage your inbox. There are 4 categories. Primary, exactly what it sounds like, your most important emails. Transactions, emails related to purchases like receipts and order confirmations. Updates. This includes things like newsletters, social media notifications, and subscription renewals. Promotions. This is where you'll find deals, special offers, and marketing emails. But if you don't like this feature, you can turn it off. To do this, open the Mail app, tap the menu in the top right corner, and change the view from categories to list view. If you decide you want to switch back to categories, just repeat the process. There's also an option called About Categories, where you can find out more information about how your phone has been categorizing your emails. Following on from the previous tip about mail categories, you can also customize how badge notifications work for the Mail app. You can choose whether the badge notification on the Mail app shows the total number of all unread emails regardless of category, or just the unread emails in your primary inbox. For many people, this might make sense. You may not care about the emails in transactions, updates, or promotions, and you only want to be notified if there's an unread email in primary. So to set this up, go to Settings, tap Notifications, then scroll down and select Mail. You'll need to have notifications enabled, and you'll also need to make sure that badges are turned on. Next, scroll down to Customize Notifications, and you'll see an option called Badge Count. Here you can choose between unread messages in primary. The badge will only show unread emails from your primary inbox. All unread messages, the badge will show the total number of all unread emails across every category. Select the option that makes the most sense for you and how you manage your inbox. Do you ever watch these tips videos and think, how am I supposed to remember all of this? If so, you should definitely check out the brand new training portal that I've just launched, iPhone Essentials Plus. It's more than 100 tips for the iPhone, with another 100 being added over the next few weeks, covering every aspect of your iPhone. Each module contains lessons, and each lesson contains a tutorial video, a step-by-step guide with screenshots, and a downloadable PDF. So no matter how you like to learn, you're covered. You can work through each lesson in order, or you can pick and choose what you want to learn at any given time. There's no ads, no sponsors, just content, and you can access it on your iPhone or your tablet or home computer. Plus, no monthly subscription. This is a one-time only payment with lifelong access to all of the content, including all future updates. If this sounds good to you, scan the QR code on screen or click the link in the description of this video. Your phone will automatically categorize your emails for you, but it isn't always perfect. If an email ends up in the wrong category, you can manually override it and move it to a different one. So to do this, find the email that you want to change the category for, then swipe from right to left and tap the menu. Scroll down and select Categorize Sender. By default, this is set to automatically, but you can manually assign the sender to a different category from the list. And of course, if you change your mind later, just repeat the process to update the category again. Within each email category in the Mail app, there's a setting that you might not be aware of. It's called Group by Sender. To access this, open any mail category, tap the menu at the top of the screen, and you'll see an option called Group by Sender. When this feature is enabled, all emails from the same sender will appear in one long email thread, making it easier to find emails from a particular contact without having to search. Your phone will automatically separate emails into new messages and older messages, but everything from that sender will be grouped together. You can simply tap into one of the emails and scroll up or down to navigate through all messages from that sender. At the top of the screen, you'll also see a breakdown of your messages. If you tap the drop-down menu, you can choose to view all messages or just updates from that sender. If you don't like this feature and you prefer to see emails as individual threads, you can simply disable Group by Sender in the menu. If you're enjoying the content here, why not sign up for my weekly newsletter, which is all about tech news and tips delivered free to your inbox each Friday. Sign up via the QR code on screen or the link in the description. A feature Apple advertised a couple of years ago when they first introduced it to the iPhone is the ability to recall an email. And while this is technically true, there is a pretty big catch. Essentially, this feature doesn't actually recall an email from someone else's inbox. It just delays sending it, giving you a short window of time to cancel it before it goes out. To set this up, go to Settings, scroll to the bottom and tap Apps. Then scroll down and tap Mail. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see an option called Undo Send Delay. You can either turn it off, meaning emails will send immediately when you hit send, or set a delay of 10, 20, or 30 seconds before the email is actually sent. With a delay in place, the next time that you hit send on an email, you'll notice an undo send button appear at the bottom of the screen. It will stay there for as long as the delay you selected. If you tap undo send, your email will reopen in the draft screen, allowing you to make changes or discard it entirely. Personally, I use this feature and have it set to 30 seconds. And the reason is simple. If I realize that I've made a mistake immediately after hitting send, I want as much time as possible to fix it before the email is sent permanently. For me, a 30-second delay isn't a big deal. Emails aren't like text messages, and there's usually a bit of a delay in expecting a reply anyway. But of course, you can set this up however you like, depending on what works best for you. In this example email, you can see that I've been asked if I'm free for a catch-up this coming Wednesday, and in the following sentence, it mentions around 3 p.m. if that works. Both of these pieces of text are underlined, which means I can tap on either one and a menu will appear with options. I can add the event to reminders or calendar. I can copy the event details, or I can show it in calendar. That last option is really useful if you want to quickly check your schedule before confirming. Tapping show in calendar will take you straight to that date and time, allowing you to see if you're available. Once you've checked, you can go back to the email, tap the underlined text again and choose add to calendar. Your phone will then automatically create a new event, pulling in all of the relevant details. Even though the event details were spread across multiple sentences in the original email, you'll see that the event name is correct, the date is correct, and the time is correct. Of course, you can make any changes if needed, but if everything looks good, just tap add and your event will be added to your calendar app. Here's another really useful feature. If you go to the event in your calendar and tap on it and then scroll down, you'll see a show in mail in the URL field highlighted in red. Tapping this will open your mail app and take you straight back to the original email, making it really easy to reference any additional details that you might need. In that last tip, we talked about how you can create calendar events from an email, but you can also create reminders from an email, and there are a few different ways to do this. One way is by using the same method that we just used for creating a calendar event. If I go back to the same email, I can tap on the underlined text where the date and time are mentioned. In the menu that appears, you'll see an option called Add to Reminders. Tapping this will open a new reminder window where the date and time are already filled in. From here, I can add any extra details that I want, and once I hit add, my reminder will be created. This method is great if you want a reminder for something mentioned in the email, but what about if you want to create a reminder about the email itself? There are a couple of ways that you can do this. The easiest way is to use Siri, although it doesn't always work, but it is definitely worth trying first. So while the email is open, activate Siri and say, "Remind me about this." If it works, your voice assistant will create a reminder in the Reminders app, complete with a mail icon next to it. Tapping that icon will take you straight back to the original email. If Siri doesn't work, there is another way. Go back to the inbox where the email is stored. Long press on the email for just a second, then move your finger around the screen to start dragging it. With your other hand, exit Mail, open the Reminders app, and drop the email into whichever reminders list you want to add it to. This works exactly the same way as using Siri, creating a reminder with a mail icon that you can tap to return to the original email. A related tip to the previous one, you can also create reminders within the mail app itself. This is useful for when an email lands in your inbox first thing in the morning, but you don't want to deal with it until later. Instead of creating a separate reminder, you can have the email jump to the top of your inbox at a specific time so you don't forget about it. To do this, tap the reply button on the email, then tap Remind Me. You'll see a few preset options like Remind Me in an hour, Remind Me tonight, Remind Me tomorrow, or you can tap Remind Me later to select a specific date and time. At your chosen time, the email will resurface at the top of your inbox as a reminder that you need to take action on it. There's also a similar feature called Follow Up. This works by detecting emails that you've sent that haven't received a reply and then prompting you to follow up with the recipient. If you find this useful, you can leave it as is. But if you don't want these reminders, you can turn it off. To disable follow-up suggestions, go to Settings, scroll down and tap Apps, then select Mail. About halfway down the list of settings, you'll see follow-up suggestions. Simply toggle this off if you don't want to receive follow-up reminders anymore. Oh, and just to finish up the trifecta of calendar, reminders, and notes, let me show you how you can integrate Mail within the Notes app. Unlike calendar and reminders, there's no built-in button for this. You'll need to use drag and drop instead. So here's how it works. First, go to your inbox and find the email that you want to add to Notes. Tap and hold the email for just a second, then start dragging it around the screen. With your other hand, close the Mail app, open Notes, navigate to the note where you want to add the email, and then drop it in. The email will appear as a hyperlink inside your note. And whenever you're working on that note and you want to refer back to the original email, all you have to do is tap the link and it will take you straight to the email in the Mail app. For this final tip, we're talking about Apple Intelligence and a few really interesting things that it brings to the Mail app. To use these features, you will need to be on a device capable of running Apple Intelligence. First up, inbox level email summaries. So one of the most useful features is that your phone can automatically summarize emails right from the inbox, so you don't even need to open an email to get a quick overview of its contents. You'll know an email has been summarized because you'll see a small summary icon just beneath the subject line. I personally find this really useful, but if you don't like it, you can turn it off. So go to Settings, scroll to the bottom and tap Apps. Choose Mail. Then under the Message List section, turn off Summarize Message Previews. Once disabled, your inbox will go back to showing the first couple of lines of each email instead. Another feature Apple Intelligence adds to the Mail app is priority emails. To enable this, tap the menu in the top right corner and select Show Priority. When this feature is turned on, emails that your phone deems important will appear in a highlighted box at the very top of your inbox. These emails will stay pinned there until you read them, making sure that you don't miss anything important. If you don't like this feature, you can simply go back to the menu and disable Show Priority. The final Apple Intelligence feature in Mail is the ability to use ChatGPT to draft replies for you. Here's how it works. Open an email, tap the reply button, then tap reply again. Instead of typing your response, tap Writing Tools. Scroll to the bottom and choose Compose. In the Compose with ChatGPT box, describe how you'd like your reply to be written. Just above the Compose with ChatGPT box, you'll see an Include Text option. You can choose to include the entire email in your reply or select just a specific passage that you'd like to respond to. Once you've described what you want ChatGPT to write, hit Confirm, and it will generate a suggested reply for you. And don't worry, your phone won't send the email automatically. You'll have the chance to review, edit, and tweak the response before sending it. So there you go, 10 tips and tricks for the Mail app. Did you know many of these? Or are there some tips that I didn't include that you think I should have? Drop me a comment and let me know. And as ever, if you found this video useful, do please consider leaving me a like and subscribing to my channel for more content like this in the future. See you on the next video.